I am now at that point that I will remove this radiator. The idea is to access the base of the engine where there's the pulley on which there's a hub, a special hub in which I hook for the timing. I'd like in the future maybe to have a shaft and a hydraulic pump to have a dedicated hydraulic system for the front end loader. So I want to get access to that pulley, so I have to remove this. So you can see the radiator, the fan, and this is the pulley I want to access down below, just here. I prepare a jug to send this back to the eco center. I replace the coolant, and at the base of the radiator there's a small valve that I'll use with a PEX pipe going through that hole down to the jug. While it's draining, I'm going to remove those two bolts. So I only need to make a few turns because it will slide this way. So the radiator is mostly drained. I would expect this part of the block being drained. I will remove the hose from there, so if there's any remaining coolant at the base of the radiator, then it will not spill out. And looking at the channel of Tractor Tech, Roger, then there's the drain. It seems to be obvious, but in my opinion there was no need to drain there because I was draining there, but I was totally wrong. There's something to drain there. So I suspect when I will open this valve it will drain anywhere anyhow, and I don't want to put too much of it anywhere. I'm going to use an old technique. It's the tuck tape technique. I'm going to make a funnel out of it. So the small thread you see there, I zoom in. So this is a valve being threaded into the block, and the thread you see here is for this plunger to relieve the hole that is at the middle of this. I'm going first to clean these. There's some dirt out there. I should be ready to drain. Let's try. It's been there for a while. There might be also a drop of paint just under there that we can't see. So the thread are this way. I would mean like this. So there might be also a possibility that I simply unthread this, because if I break this, I don't have any spare this weekend that I could replace quickly. But this one I know it's not likely to break. Is it going? No, doesn't want to go like this. I get some loose. I'm afraid I might just strip the pins. I don't like doing that, but I'm going to be using the adjustable wrench. I think this move a little bit. Yeah. Nope, just thread the. So I'm now trying with a 14 millimeter. I'm not seeing any success there. Nope, doesn't work. Oh, yeah. So as you can see, it's not really unplugged. So I'm going to play around and maybe use. This is compressed air. I don't mean to push compressed air inside of the block. I'm just helping out to clear the debris. So what is coming out from this is not really the green I'm used to see. Not yet. I try to open it a little bit more if I can. Maybe it will help. Yeah, that seems. Yes, was just not open properly. Now it's fully open. I'm going to stick some. So I got half of gallon, 2 quarts out of this. Got a small spillage, not that much. That's it. I give you a look at what it's look inside. So that is not really clean. So I have this bolt to remove that support the front, the upper part. Same on the other side. Have this hose removed. So this hose doesn't seem to be in really great shape. It seems to be a little bit brittle. Could be only the end, but still flexible, not too bad. Bottom is loose. Top is free. That's the kind of thing that you have to be really careful not break anything. So that's the thermostat. That might give me some problem there. That was it. Oh, it's free. Now this is the hub I want to access. While I'm there, I'm going to unhook the belt and confirm this pump is still in good shape. I did replace it like 10 years ago, but you never know. Seems good to me. No play. Yep, it's good. I might just dismantle this just to be able to clean it and paint it and get access to the governor behind to just confirm that it's working correctly. Then I'm going to remove this plate too and do some cleanup. Seems apparently that's the last one I did never cleaned. So that's a new ratchet. This is new for me. You too can extend. Whoops! You can extend it, and that's better than using an extension. Okay, that's it for the fan. Doesn't have any side. Yep, it's easy. So there's a bump. There's the battery. So I show you some technique when trying to remove those difficult bolts. Instead of doing like this, then you just hang your elbow on your hip and I'm not really much using the strength of my arms, but rather my weight, my arm weight, like this. I just have to keep this in the right position and it's really much easier, and then you don't risk of going to hit yourself on something around. So remember, this is the support for the radiator. I'm going to put these both back together on that hub. Because I'm not going to paint this hub, I'm going to paint all around but not this. That's the only place I could know on that tractor that has some rust. So I don't know why these shield plate, it might be in the fields that when you get a lot of dust, a lot of debris, and you don't want those debris going there, flying there. I'm not running that tractor, so I'm just going to remove those plates. Yep, this belt is going to be replaced too. It's kind of a half of its life, let's say. But I do wonder, how do I put that belt on? There must be some spot to do it. Wow. Yep. One. So this is the hub I want to remove. I'm going to put one extension there so I can work on it. Okay. I have to go slowly because I did add some tape on the intake and outtake exhaust. Okay. Okay, I see. There are some rubber grommets around the sleeve and it's packed against this hub so it can play a little bit. So whatever happened with that hub and shaft, it will not have any impact on the crankshaft itself. It will not do some flex on the crankshaft. That's why it's not coming easy. Okay. So that's a knob, 6 splines, size seems to be 1 inch. I got this hose that is quite worn and it's kind of old, and I got this one that could easily replace this one. So this spring may avoid this hose to collapse because I'm on the section side. So I got this installed inside. Get some view of it, so it doesn't want to collapse because of the spring. I'll be ready to install this. Okay, I did most of the dry fit of the hoses. New hose at the bottom, new hose at the top. As you can see, there's a really tight spot to fit that hose, on which we have to add the thermostat, which will be kind of really tight spot. I added some slide oil onto the pipes and hoses to help slide on. I also added some rubbers at the bottom because I didn't want to have a metal to metal contact. So, and on top of that, it increased the length in between the radiator and the outlet of the engine, which will help me most likely. So at this point, what I would do is to fit this hose there. I might have chosen a smaller hose, maybe a little bit small, but it does stretch a little bit. Like this. I did fit also a small piece of hose there, so that this thermostat will sit correctly at the top. Like this, it will not fit correctly with that hose, and it fit correctly. So next thing is fit this onto this. I might add some oil, like oil. Fluid film, that's some lubricant I like. That would be a hard one to fit. Okay, I was able to fit the thermostat inside of the pipe, as you can see, and So this is Prestone concentrate, and it's also good for minus 74 Celsius or minus 84 Fahrenheit, which is not likely to happen in Canada. Minus 37 Celsius in Canada can happen once in many decades. So it's 50-50. I'm going to go for that. Then I'm going for demineralized water. 4 liter. It's almost 4 quarts as opposed to 3.78 1 gallon. US gallon, by the way. So that's perfect. It's left maybe a quart or something like this. Most of the stuff there. I'm going to tackle this one. Until I get, and you see this moving up.